Hi, welcome to Music Today. I hope you're having a lovely day. And if you're not having a lovely day, that's okay too. Some days are like that. And I hope it gets maybe a little more lovely with music. Today I have a couple of singing buddies with me. I have Birthday Bob, isn't he cute? And I have Party Bob. So they're Birthday Party Bob, get it? Birthday Party Bob. Yeah, and they squeak and they have presents, and that's a lot of fun. So if you're at home and you want to pause the video to get your own birthday singing buddy, they can be a birthday if you want. That was very confusing. You can. Just pause the video and get that. But if you're at school, we're just going to jump right in. So let's get ready for Follow the Leader. Go ahead and stand on up. In the Follow the Leader activity that we just did, you were keeping a steady beat. Steady beat's kind of like your heartbeat. It just keeps boom, bloop, 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 going steady. And sometimes your heart goes fast, bloop, 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 bloop. Sometimes it goes slow, bloop, bloop, bloop. Sometimes it's in the middle. Music can do that too. So in music, we can have a fast, steady beat, or a slow, steady beat, or a medium, steady beat. I have here a hand drum. It's a hand drum because you play it with your hand. And it says right here, it says ocean drum. It's kind of cool. I think maybe they, I don't know, got it out of the ocean or something? I have no idea. So I'm going to play a steady beat, and I would like you to keep the steady beat with me. And I think I'm going to get Birthday Bob, and he's going to help me. Ready? Here we go. Nice job, Birthday Bob. Thank you. Were you able to keep the beat with me, even though I changed it sometimes? Some sounds have a steady beat, and other sounds, they don't. The reason this is called an ocean drum is because if I do this, it can sound like the waves of an ocean. Isn't that cool? And that does not have a steady beat at all. Do you know what makes the sound? There are these little beads inside of the membrane, and kind of hard to see with the camera, but that's what makes the sound. So I have some other instruments by me, and I want you to tell me if they keep a steady beat or no steady beat, because some instruments, they don't have a steady beat. Let's start with these right here. These are called sand blocks because that's sandpaper, and they're blocks, so sand blocks make sense. And you can play them a couple of different ways. If I go like this, does that have a steady beat that you can clap with? If you said no, you are exactly right. What if I played them this way? Can you clap with that? Yeah, that's a steady beat. I kind of like doing this more though. I think it's fun. What if I did this? Can you clap with that? You can. That makes a steady beat. Let me see. What's another one? Ooh, this one's fun. This is one of my favorites. This is called a tick-tock block, I think. But if you take the mallet, actually, I did it this way. Tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. Does that keep a steady beat? It sure does. Wonder, what if I did that? Does that keep a steady beat? No, not a bit. Let's see. What about these? Jingle bells. Can you clap with that? If you said yes, that is a steady beat. I could also just play them like this. And then that wouldn't really be a steady beat at all. That'd just be different sounds. These are fun. These are called finger cymbals. They are these little cymbals. They're super cute, like the little monkeys have on those little toys. You can put them on your fingers, and you can play. Does that have a steady beat? Is it fast or slow? Kind of slow, and yes, it does have a steady beat. If I went like this, does that have a steady beat? Can you clap with it? No. Can't clap with that one. Let me see. Ooh, this is one of my favorite instruments. This right here. Isn't it cool? And if you hit it, or strike it, I guess is a more musical word, it makes a pretty sound. That ain't a pretty sound. Do you know? What's wrong? I know. If I'm holding on to it, the metal can't vibrate. So I have this. And we will put it through that little loop. Oops, come on. Get in there. You're embarrassing me in front of my friends. There we go. Okay, so if I hang it like this, and if I don't touch it, makes a really pretty sound. Do you know what this instrument's called? If you guessed a square, you are exactly right, because squares, as everybody knows, have 4 sides, 4 corners, and look, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 corners. It's a square, right? No? It's a triangle? Seriously? Did I miscount? Oh my. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oh. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you're right. It's a triangle. And if I hold it like this, does that make a steady beat? What if I do this? No steady beat on that one. Oh, these ones are fun. These are egg shakers. They're not real eggs, obviously. They're plastic. And if I shake them, do those have a steady beat? They do. If I just rolled them around like this, no steady beat there. Next is one of my favorite ones. It's so, oops, that was noisy. So cool. It's this right here. Do you know what's inside? It's cool. I needed one of these. I didn't want it, you know. I ordered it for the children. The children needed this to help learn about steady beat and no steady beat. Yeah, so it's for the children. You ready for it? These are chimes. If I start down here and go up, kind of sounds like a fairy, doesn't it? Or I can start at the top and go down. Do those make a steady beat? No, no steady beat. Do they sound pretty? I think they do. Oops. And if I touch the metal, that will stop the vibration. And the sound will stop. See, I get no enjoyment from this at all. It's totally for the children. So one last time. Cool. You want to see how it fits inside the case? Good, because I'm going to show you. So the case is kind of a triangle shape. Trapezoid, I suppose. And that just goes in there. Oops, wrong way. And they just lean against that. And then you zip it up. Oh. There. Okay. I'm not going to have any escaping wind chimes. Not happening on my watch. Okay, so those are some different steady beat and not steady beat sounds. Pretty fun, huh? For our next activity, we are going to read a book story. This is one of my favorite ones. I know, I say that every week, but seriously, it's one of my favorites. This is called Baby Rattlesnake. And some of you, if you've been in my class, you may have heard it before. It is told by this lady right here. Her name is Tealta. And when she was 92 years old, she was going around the country and she was telling stories of her people. She's a Native American from Oklahoma. And this is one of the stories that she tells. And of course, it has some sort of music thing that we can do with it. So, if you are in a classroom without your desk, you can make a sound like this. Can you do that with me? I have no idea, none, what that sound might have to do with a baby rattlesnake. Don't know. Okay, if you are at your desk, maybe you could get a box of crayons or markers or pencils or something, and you could go. I would get my crayon box, but I'd have to walk like 30 steps down to my kitchen, and that's just too far. So I just decided to use a pencil box. I could use my Barrel of Monkeys. Remember those from last time? The monkeys, they're cool. You could use something like this, my Tootsie Roll Pop container. What do you think is in here? Do you think it's Tootsie Roll Pops? No. See that little slit on the top? Do you know what that's for? It's for coins. Do you think there's coins in it? You're wrong. Well, if you said that you thought there was coins, you're wrong. It's actually chocolate candies. Isn't that cool? I told my kids that, all the Tootsie Rolls are gone. How sad. And they're like, oh, Mom. And I was like, I know, but I'm going to keep the container that's cute. And then I put chocolate in it. They haven't found it yet. It's cool. So that's my secret chocolate stash that makes a lovely sound. All right. So if you have something that makes a sound, I'm just going to use the eggs because I can. So let me switch cameras and we will tell our story. Baby Rattlesnake, told by Tealta. Aw, what cute little snake. Baby Rattlesnake. Out in the place where the rattlesnakes lived, there was a little baby rattlesnake who cried all the time because he did not have a rattle. No rattle on that little rattlesnake. He said to his mother and father, I don't know why I don't have a rattle. I'm made just like my brother and sister. How can I be a rattlesnake if I don't have a rattle? Mother and Father Rattlesnake said, You are too young to have a rattle. When you get to be as old as your brother and sister, you will have a rattle too. But baby Rattlesnake did not want to wait. So he just cried and cried. He shook his tail, and when he couldn't hear a rattle sound, he cried even louder. Mother and Father said, Shh, shh, shh. Can you say that with me? Mother and Father said, Shh, shh, shh. Brother and sister said, Shh, shh, shh. Do you think that helped? But baby Rattlesnake wouldn't stop crying. He kept the rattlesnake people awake all night. Do any of you have a baby brother or sister that cries and keeps you awake at night sometimes? My kids used to do that. The next morning, the rattlesnake people called a big council. They talked and talked, just like people do, but they couldn't decide how to make that little baby rattlesnake happy. He didn't want anything else but a rattle. At last, one of the elders said, Go ahead, give him a rattle. He's too young and he'll get into trouble, but let him learn a lesson. I just want to get some sleep. So they gave baby Rattlesnake a rattle. Okay, and this is where you're going to need your instrument that makes a sound or the ch-ch with your mouth. Baby Rattlesnake loved his rattle. He shook his tail, and for the first time he heard he was so excited. He sang his rattle song. He danced a rattle dance. Soon, baby Rattlesnake learned to play tricks with his rattle. He hid in the rocks, and when the small animals came by, he darted out rattling. He made Jackrabbit jump. He made Old Man Turtle jump. He made Prairie Dog jump. Each time baby Rattlesnake laughed and laughed. He thought it was fun to scare the animal people. Have you ever scared anybody? Do you think it's fun? Do you think it's fun to be scared? Mother and Father warned baby Rattlesnake, You must not use your rattle in such a way. Big Brother and Big Sister said, You are not being careful with your rattle. The Rattlesnake people told baby Rattlesnake to stop acting so foolish with his rattle. Baby Rattlesnake did not listen. One day, baby Rattlesnake said to his mother and father, How will I know a chief's daughter when I see her? Well, she's usually very beautiful and walks with her head held high, said Father. And she's very neat in her dress, added Mother. Why do you want to know? Asked Father. Because I want to scare her, said baby Rattlesnake, and he started right off down the path before his mother and father could warn him never to do a thing like that. The little fellow reached the place where the Indians traveled. He curled himself up on a log and he started rattling. Okay, ready? He was having a wonderful time. All of a sudden, he saw a beautiful maiden coming toward him from a long way off. She walked with her head held high, and she was very neat in her dress. Ah, thought baby Rattlesnake, she must be the chief's daughter. Baby Rattlesnake hid in the rocks. He was excited. This was going to be his best trick. He waited and waited. The chief's daughter came closer and closer. When she was just in the right spot, he darted out of the rocks. Ho! Cried the chief's daughter. She whirled around, stepping on baby Rattlesnake's rattle and crushing it to pieces. Oh, look at poor baby Rattlesnake. He's pretty dizzy, isn't he? Baby Rattlesnake looked at his beautiful rattle scattered all over the trail. He didn't know what to do. He took off for home as fast as he could. Have you ever done that? When you make a mistake and you don't know what to do, you run home or run to your mom or run to your dad as fast as you can? With great sobs, he told Mother and Father what had happened. They wiped his tears and gave him big rattlesnake hugs. For the rest of that day, Baby Rattlesnake stayed safe and snug, close by his rattlesnake family. One of my students pointed out once that the rattlesnakes make the shape of a heart. So even though Baby Rattlesnake made a big mistake and he lost his rattle, do his mother and father still love him? What about his brother and sister? I think they do. Do you think his parents were happy that Baby Rattlesnake told him about his problem and about what happened? And about his mistake? I think they did. I think Baby Rattlesnake can teach us some good lessons about going to our parents or a grown-up or somebody a little older or wiser when we have a problem. Do you think when Baby Rattlesnake got to be as big as his brother and sister that he played jokes on the rattlesnake people again? Or any people for that matter? I think he probably did not. And that is the end. All right, I hope you enjoyed the story. I really, really like that one. Now, I would like you to all stand up. You roll my chair out of the way. And we're going to play a game. If I play a steady beat, you can keep a steady beat however you want to, wherever you want to. You can do this, you can do that, you can do this. Just touch the outside of your nose. Don't pick your nose because, that's gross, And if I stop playing a steady beat, you're going to keep your feet flat on the floor and you're going to move your body. I kind of feel like a tree when I'm doing this, and that's not a steady beat. You ready? I'm going to get my ocean drum. And if I play a steady beat, you keep it however you would like. Here we go. Pretty good storm, huh? Ooh, that's a pretty quick steady beat. I wonder what happens if I tap it on this side. Let's see. Sounds the same, doesn't it? Steady beat. I wonder what would happen if I had the little beads roll on this side instead of that side that you can see through. Let's see if it sounds any different. Does it sound different to you? Here's the side that you can see through. There's the other side. They sound a little different and kind of similar. Now, let's march and sit back down. For our next song, we are going to do Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious again. And remember to do the dynamic starting soft piano and then mezzo piano and mezzo
Hi.
forte and forte. And we have a special guest for this. This is Mr. Layton. He's related to somebody. Guess who? Me. Yeah. Crazy, huh? So he's going to sing Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious with us because he can. So here we go.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Diddle-diddle-lie, because I was afraid to speak when I was just a lad. Me father gave me nose a tweak and told me I was bad. But then one day I heard a word that saved me aching nose. The biggest word you ever heard, and this is how it goes. Oh, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Diddle-diddle-lie. He traveled all around the world, and everywhere he went, he'd use his word, and all would say, "There goes a clever gent."
When dukes and maharajas pass the time of day with me, I say me special word, and then they ask me out to tea. Oh, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Diddle-diddle-lie.
So when the cat has got your tongue, there's no need for dismay. Just summon up this word and then you've got a lot to say.
But better use it carefully, or it could change your life. One night I said it to me girl, and now me girl's me wife. Oh, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, if you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. If you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Oops. Messed up the words. Oh
You
well.
did mess up the words.
Life
Oh, well.
happens. I realized I messed something else up.
What did we mess up?
Well, I did. You didn't.
Oh.
I always do the same song at the very beginning, and I totally forgot today. And now I went so long that I don't have time to do the song that we always do at the end.
Sounds like this would be a good opportunity for your new word.
What word?
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
That sounds awesome.
Goodbye.
Bye.